As the 21 days deadline for the motion of no confidence filed against the Prime Minister continues to elapse, there has been much consternation in some circles as to why the motion has not been brought to Parliament as yet. A letter circulating on social media purporting to be a response from the Speaker of the House, Michael Perkins, to the filers of the motion is that he is seeking legal advice on the matter. That has been over a week ago. Still no answer as to when the motion would be heard. Former leader of government business and parliamentarian Sam Conda said there should be no delay in having the motion presented before Parliament.
Where it makes it easier is that the Act, which gave a time limit on the debating the motion of no confidence, it was passed on the Speaker, the President Speaker, in 2019, which says in 21 days, once a motion, because that was the standoff in 2013, 2015. That the government was not taking the motion of no confidence to Parliament. And so one of the things that Team Unity did when they got to office was to introduce a time limit. And that time limit says that in 21 days, once a motion of no confidence is filed, in 21 days, it should be heard and debated it should be debated in Parliament.
Social activist and former government minister Dwyer Astafan argues in his latest commentary that there is a school of thought that suggests that the filers of the motion, who are members of cabinet, must first resign before filing a motion against the administration.
There is a view that it would be at best awkward and at worst unacceptable for cabinet ministers to be signatories to a motion of no confidence against an administration of which they are members. People who hold that view think that these 6 gentlemen should have first resigned from cabinet. Why didn't they sign a formal group resignation letter before their letter to the GG, address their resignation letter to the Prime Minister, enclose a copy of that letter to the GG, and then inform the country accordingly? Wouldn't that have removed any doubts and potential delays?
But Mr. Conda posits that based on the National Assembly Elections Act, any member of Parliament can file a motion of no confidence.
I'm advising you to look at section of the National Election Ordinance, National Election Act, with section 20, subsection 1, which says that any member of Parliament, minister or not, because all ministers of government are members of Parliament, and it says any member of Parliament could bring a motion to the Parliament.
According to Section 20, Part 1 of the National Assembly Elections Act, any member may introduce any bill or propose any motion for debate in or may present any petition to the National Assembly, and the same shall be debated and disposed of according to the standing orders of the National Assembly. In this instance, the standing order relating to the motion of no confidence would be the Motion of No Confidence Act, passed in 2019. In Section 3 of this Act, it says where a question of no confidence in the government is brought before the National Assembly in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution and the National Assembly Elections Act, the question of no confidence shall be determined by a resolution of the National Assembly within a period not exceeding 21 days. There is no mention in either Act on whether the parliamentarian must be a member of government or an opposition member. The 21 days is expected to have elapsed next week. The country awaits the outcome. I'm Andre Huey for SKN Newsline.